You're listening to another episode of Am I the Bolcast, the only Magic the Gathering podcast that you're listening to right now. It is I, your boy. And guess what? Morgan's still away. Morgan is not joining us today, but our sweet, sweet angel, Michael Celani, is here with me. Games Freak SA himself. Hey, Michael.
It's the Mike and Mike show today, Mike.
That's right, Mike. And
Mike
boy,
and
do we
Michael.
have Mike, Michael, and Mike, but also Michael, together again on another episode of the Bolcast. Hey, buddy, it's been a minute. We banked a lot of episodes. There were a lot of interview episodes in a row. Those were banked. We, Morgan has some stuff to deal with and work on, and Michael's been busy with Recommander.cards, and so it was a sweet spot for all these interview episodes. But now, got people asking for a mailbag to come back, so we had to oblige. We simply had to friggin' oblige.
We are definitely your employees. You should tell us what to do every hour of the day.
Yeah, but pay us, because that would make us the employees. Anyway, we've got a fun submission for today, and it is basically a couple days to Strixhaven hitting the streets. So we are recording this.
Streets
right
was a different set.
My mistake. We are going to be talking about a lot of Strixhaven related stuff. We've got a submission. We've got a bunch of stuff planned today. It is April 14th. That means you're listening to this a week from now, approximately, and we're right in the thick of it. We are working with current information. So, wazza, you know what I mean? So, before we get into everything, we do have to talk about our sponsors, because this podcast wouldn't be possible without the likes of CardSphere.com. CardSphere, get your cards here. Use the referral link in the show notes below or wherever your show notes would be, and join. If you haven't by now and you're listening, what's taking you so long? It's time to put your cards up for trade, get some value out of it.
Mike,
it's going to be a good time.
Have they started using "Get your cards here" as their actual real slogan yet?
I don't think so, but Efren really liked it. So, you know,
should tell them to
sense.
get out. It's free. It's free real estate.
Free real estate. CardSphere, get your cards here. Use the referral link and join up with everybody online trading their cards. Especially when a new set comes around, it's definitely the best time to be on the platform. Snatch up some stuff that might be hard to find for a little bit. Yeah, that's usually my routine whenever a new set comes out. I'm on CardSphere. I'm on Scryfall looking for what I need, and then I'm going to CardSphere to get them, because it's almost pre-release. Pre-release in a couple days, baby. Very excited for it.
Just a week away.
The pre-release is this weekend. It pre-release was a couple days ago for the listeners.
Actually, it's in 2 weeks.
That's the release in 2 weeks. Pre-release is on the 18th, 19th, baby. Well, at least the pre-releases I'm doing. You know what I'm talking about? Pre-release came out this past weekend. So we're a week ahead of pre-release. Anyway, I know my schedule. The other thing is, we didn't even finish talking sponsors. Another one of our sponsors, boneboxgames.com. BoneBox Games, use promo code this time, Bolcast, for a little something off your next purchase with BoneBox Games. They make amazing deck boxes, and I can't wait to see what they're working on next. I have to be moving very soon, because there was a flood in my apartment, and we have to have the floors replaced entirely. So I'll tell you what's been very convenient is how easy to stack these deck boxes are. All my stuff has been very neat and very easy to transport, and I've been keeping things in a box so I can travel with them easy, and I'm going to be taking some decks with me.
I could see them actually stacked on your table right now. It's like a mile high. It's going all the way up to the ceiling.
Well, I did have a little fun with it. I just tried to put them one on top of another for a little bit, just so I could showcase it. But you're not getting the picture, guys, because we're still not a video podcast. But boneboxgames.com, head on over to the website and get yourself a friggin' bone box deck box. Treat your cards nice. They look good. They feel good.
Make sure your cards aren't boned. Make sure your box is. Does that one work? Does that work?
On a level... yeah, I guess it does, but also like can keep it in, but put booing sounds over it.
Put booing sounds over it, but have one really enthusiastic guy who really loves the joke.
We're giving Ken work so early on. Sorry, Ken, for the extra work, but it's worth it for the bit. It's time we get into this. Do you want to do submission first? Do you want to do a mailbag first and then get into Strixhaven? Do you want to flip that? What do you think?
I don't know. It's tough to tell. There's a lot of interesting cards this set, aren't there?
Yeah, dude. It sounds like you want to go right into the set. I feel like.
Well,
And
what
I'm
if you
down
were
with that.
wrong? What if I was just saying that to make you make a
Oh
decision?
boy, what a fool I am. No, you know what? Let's go into mailbag first. Let's flip it. Let's do the mailbag, and then that we'll be done with the mailbag, so we can be unbridled in our discussion of Strixhaven.
Ken put in booing sounds.
Then one guy in the back being really excited about this decision.
Go on, let's get this mailbag out of the way.
Here we go. This one comes to us by no signature. Oswald Fiddlebender is the name that I'm getting here. So named after a Magic card. So shout out Oswald Fiddlebender. Thank you for writing in. What's up, Mike?
This really bends my fiddles.
You're going to love this because I'm not anonymizing anybody anymore unless they start with the submission being anonymized, and I won't be doing it. What's up, Mike? I'm Nick. Yeah, you are. A longtime fan of your running series. Yeah, you are. Thank you so much. So I thought I'd throw a story of mine into the ring. This story started a week ago at my local college Magic club. I sat down for a game with some of the regulars and a newer guy. I'll refer to everyone based on their commanders' names. We all decided to play around bracket 3. I was running a self-discard control deck based around Oscar Rubbish Reclaimer, and my podmates were running Dina Soul Steeper, Voja, and the newer guy was playing Ureni Precon, slightly upgraded. So we'll find out if these are important to note.
Later, yeah.
Yeah. The game was going well. We each built up solid board states, and I was going mostly unnoticed. I kept noticing Ureni would get salty whenever someone would target him in any way, and to try and not provoke him, I mainly left him alone and focused on my other podmates. Eventually, boards got massive, and I assembled a discard engine with cards like Likeness Looter, which is a surprise tool that will help me later.
I guess I have to look up Likeness Looter, but go on.
Likeness Looter is one, so it's a 1/1 with flying for Dimir mana, so blue and black. It's got tap and loot, so draw a card, discard a card, and then it also has X. Likeness Looter becomes a copy of a creature card in your graveyard with mana value X or less. Or is it X tap? I'm not sure.
It's X. It becomes something that's X.
Yeah. So that's it. So eventually boards got massive, and I assembled a discard engine with cards like Likeness Looter, and I decided to drop an Archfiend of Ifnir to clear the way for my creatures. Archfiend of Ifnir is a 5-mana demon that says whenever you discard a cycle a card, or rather, it's just discard a card, basically. Whenever you discard a card, put -1/-1 counters on all creatures you don't control. So
look at this Dimir player over here.
Oh, yeah, you know I love this. Sorry, Ken. Ureni started getting mad, declaring my card was unreasonable and unfun for the deck he was playing. He did have a few dragons that were getting smaller because of the -1/-1 counters, but he still had a decent board state. I tried to communicate that Magic games can have twists and unexpected outcomes. You never know what an opponent can play. After all, unless you're running Divine Intervention, one person wins and 3 gotta lose. He doesn't seem to care too much about my explanation and removed my Archfiend. Fair enough. I was a threat. Turn comes back around to me, and I notice I have enough mana to copy the Archfiend in my graveyard with the Likeness Looter. I think about it for a minute. The board is mostly clear, but Ureni's dragons are still threats, and Dina is starting to play more aristocrats. They also have an Aetherflux reservoir that is close to being armed. I know bringing back my Archfiend would make Ureni mad, but I decided to do it and try to secure a win. I make the play, and as expected, Ureni gets salty with me again. What I did not expect was for him to concede, saying he never got to play any of his fun cards and that my deck was too overpowered. I did feel a bit bad about him leaving, but shouldn't newer players learn that sometimes Magic doesn't always go their way? Am I the bolus for bringing back the Archfiend of Ifnir, knowing that I will likely upset Ureni while trying to secure a win? Thank you, Nick. No?
No. Let's move on.
Okay, so Strixhaven's coming out this weekend, and there's a lot of really cool stuff. Celani, I know you had something that you really wanted to chat about today, and I can't wait to talk about them. Go for it. Tell us what you want to talk about.
Let's talk about preparedness
Yes.
at school and in the workplace.
Ugh.
So these are cards.
I love this mechanic.
Well, would you like to explain it to us then?
No,
School
you
classes
do
in
it.
session? Oh.
You do it.
So I'm the teacher now.
Professor Michael.
With this mechanic, if a creature is prepared, they get to cast their signature spell. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it, which is just on their card. It looks like an adventure, but it's not. It's the other way around.
The templating is a little misleading in a sense, but it's like it's good. Still making great use of that technology.
Mm-hmm. The technology of laying out things on a card. Every time someone says the technology of it, it's like, are you kidding me? It's all cardboard.
You know what it is?
It's been cardboard for 30 years.
Yes, but there's, the way that they've segmented it, it's still technically technology when making the game. So there are 46 cards that have a prepared spell on them that they can learn. So the signature spell creatures, there's a land that allows you to prepare a creature by paying 3 in a tap, Sky Coach Waypoint. And then there's an artifact that when it enters, you can either have a creature either become prepared or unprepared. So that's like a 4 drop for limited, I assume. Mm-hmm. Or just like, I don't know, commander players are nuts. Maybe we'll find a way to make this work for many ways. So prepared creatures are probably my favorite thing to come out of this set. It's, you get a creature, and then like Michael said, it becomes prepared somehow. Either it enters prepared or it meets a condition. And then it's got a spell that it can cast. Well, that you can cast through it being prepared to cast it. The flavor's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, for real. I love that you can cast Ancestral Recall now. You can cast Brainstorm. You could cast Swords to Plowshares. Some other ones. Replenish.
Reanimate. Channel.
Channel's one of them? Jesus, I don't even know that.
Channel is one of them. Yeah, dude, the Emeritus of Abundance is, no, that one's Regrowth, but the channel one's in the Commander set. It's the Yavimaya Bloom Sage.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There's some really push stuff. Like, it's really, really cool and really interesting. There's Wheel of Fortune on one of these things. Like, the idea is that it gives you a bit, like, it doesn't give you the card in your deck that you draw into, but you have to, like, satisfy a requirement, and sometimes it's like negligible. It's just so easy. But sometimes it's like, oh, a bit of a like a work, you got to work for it. And I think that it's fantastic. I'm such a big fan of this mechanic. I think it is, I don't know. All I can do is look at these cards and go, I want to try these in everything. I need to see how they work. They're fascinating.
I mean,
do you have one that comes to mind?
Some of them are just like, there's like 2 levels to it, right? There's the first level, which is just all the bombastic sorry, Ken, that's just ridiculous that it's printed on a card. Like Replenish is back, Reanimate. And that Reanimate trigger is like super easy to re-prepare.
So I'll read the card just so people know. 2 and a black for Grave Researcher, a Troll Warlock, 3/3. With, at the beginning of your upkeep, Surveil 1. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, that's free.
Then if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, this creature becomes prepared. Okay. Then you get to reanimate. Straight up reanimate.
Like
no
actual
frills.
reanimate.
Actual, factual reanimate. Reanimate. Period.
You know what's fun about that?
When you go to Scryfall and look up reanimate, both these cards come up.
You know what's fun about that is you don't even have to reanimate something in your own graveyard. It's like,
well, no, that's reanimate.
I'm worried
reanimate
that
doesn't do it.
From a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So it's like,
it's beautiful.
Oh, I'm worried I'm not going to hit another creature on my thing because I've only got 3. It's like, but this guy's got something in there. You pull that out.
I can pay 1 mana to reanimate something. This guy survives another turn rotation. I get another reanimate to pull from someone else's graveyard. Sick.
Also, he looks straight up like Castlevania Dracula.
I would not know, but I believe. And honestly, don't care, just love. Grave Researcher is one of my favorite cards in the set, hands down, without any question.
And it's a rare.
It's a rare. It's a rare in the main set. So you know what that means. I'm gonna buy too many copies. That's what that means.
I have a confession. I didn't open any Lorwyn. I didn't open any of whatever the hell came after Lauren. What came after Lorwyn? Was it like Spider-Man?
Teenage
Mutant. Yeah, that. I don't open any of that either. But I think I'm gonna buy a box. I have an LLC now. I can expense it. Technically,
Good.
I don't know. Probably not, but still,
probably not. But definitely worth a try. I am doing 3 pre-releases. One of which is a 2-headed giant pre-release with my buddy Mac, and I'm excited about it. I think that the limited environment looks fun, but also I do have a problem with it because it's only 5 archetypes supported. I know it's the colleges or whatever, but like I'm sick of these 5 archetype limited sets. Go back to 10, please, for God's sake. But the designs are cool. And like that's ultimately, as a commander player, that's all you want. This does get like there are cards in this set that go nuts with Displacer Kitten, obviously.
They need like
yeah.
Just to follow up on your 10 sets thing, they need like a rival college. You know how like U of I has Purdue?
Yeah.
Like they need like a second college that's just like competing with Strixhaven on everything.
Totally.
You know, it's like
completely agree.
And the alumni go there and they go for their football games, even though they're like 45 now, and it's like the only thing that they do, and they're still proud of it, even though they have no real relationship to that school anymore. You know, they donate, but only like $20 a month, that sort of thing.
You've sold me. I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm down. I love this idea.
Put me in the design team, Wizards. I'm ready.
Displacer Kitten, I do want to mention, goes infinite with Blazing Firesinger. Blazing Firesinger is 2 and a red for a Dwarf Bard, 2/3 that enters prepared. And its prepared spell is an instant we know and love called Seething Song, 2 and a red. Oh, you casting an instant? That's a non-creature spell. You want to blink that thing? Oh, blink this, why don't you? Blink this creature that enters prepared with your 5 red mana floating. Spend 3 of that to Seething Song again, and then blink your Blazing Firesinger. This is, we've done it. We have broken Displacer Kitten for sure.
I feel like Blazing Firesinger is going to go infinite with just like a lot of things.
I know.
Like I'm thinking Eldrazi, Displacer.
Well, no, Displacer requires colorless mana.
But I think, I mean, you can kind of get to colorless at some point with it at some things, I guess.
Sure. I guess it means it's not infinite necessarily, unless there's like I don't know, something else. I just, I think
you can get there if you try.
Yeah, try.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool prepared spells in here. There's a lot of interesting cards, like Inspired Sky Painter is an interesting one from the Prismari Commander deck, which is just blue and a red for a 2/2 Lizard Wizard. Art is fun. It's a flying creature, so it's flying when this creature enters, and whenever 1 or more creature tokens you control deal combat damage to a player, this creature becomes prepared, and its prepared spell is a sorcery called Maestro's Gift for 3 blue-red. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. That token gains haste until end of turn. Honestly, not bad. Really fun. Interesting. There's Joined Researchers that has Secret Rendezvous, and it's the two students from the original card that are painted again. It's really nice, and Ryan Pancoast obviously is doing a lot with the lighting in this piece. Like, he's just so good. Ryan Pancoast, shout out, incredible artist. There seems to be a lot of excitement around Vastland Scavenger, just by like Vastland Scavenger, 1 green bear, druid 4/4, death touch. This creature enters prepared. I'm sorry, but what is this rate? 3 mana for a 4/4 death touch, and it's got an instant that you can cast 2 turns later, even if you don't ramp. It's Bind to Life for 4 and a green. Instant. Mill 7 cards. I'm sorry, is that it? Is that it? No. Then put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Okay. I've got the Master Transcendent deck that wants to say hello to this guy. Very excited for that one.
There's just so much stuff. This is kind of a ridiculous set.
It really is. There's a repeatable exsanguinate on a vampire cleric, that prepares when a creature you control that you pick at the beginning of combat to give death touch deals combat damage to a player.
There's another Gravestorm spell, Mike.
Finally. Yes, there is. And what do you think about it?
It's fine. I do like that. I mean, it reminds me a lot of there was a spectacle card that did this. It was one of those things where you draw cards pretty much equal to the number of stuff that died, right?
Spectacle? Well, there's Plumb the Forbidden, which says you can copy it for as many times as you sacrifice a creature.
Well, there's that, but there's also...
This Ominous Harvest is the card. It's 2 and a black sorcery, Gravestorm. When you cast a spell, copy it for each permanent, put into a graveyard from the battlefield this turn. Target player draws a card and loses 1 life.
I want to see someone cast this after, I don't know, like a scape shift. It's not it's not just creatures, it's everything.
It's
everything that goes.
Yeah.
Like living death into this.
Yeah, baby. I'm so into this. It's I also really like Moseo, Vane's New Dean. Big fan of that guy. It's like Celestine, but in black.
The Ral Zarek looks fun. The one black one. You seen that?
Yeah, of course. The black planeswalker and Ral Zarek, excuse me. What are we doing, Reality Fracture? All I know is that there's just like a ton of really cool tech. They fixed Epic with Paradigm. Paradigm fixes like the problem with the Epic where you could just keep casted spells. I think Epic was the mistake there. But yeah, man, Paradigm is really cool. The Emeritus cycle where they have old spells on like monocolored creatures, like Emeritus of Conflict is a first striking 2/2 wizard, human wizard with lightning bolt as its prepared spell. Emeritus of Ideation has Ancestral Recall. Truce has Swords to Plowshares. We got Demonic Tutor on Emeritus of Woe and Regrowth on Abundance. So we've got a bunch of like just cool ways to include instants and sorceries in your deck. When you're used to playing a bunch of creatures like I am. I love creature decks. Creature decks are where it's at. Creatures and enchantments. I love a permanent. I'm not really much for spells like instants and sorcery spells. And this set, it's doing a lot for me. It's doing a lot for me. I got to see some people play Lorehold the Historian and Silverquill the Disputant over the weekend, and both decks are very impressive and cool. We're about to see these dragons get real popular.
Every charm is a banger. Like you sorted by
every charm.
Yeah, you sorted by like rarity, right? I'm just looking at practically all of the uncommons are super pushed. Like there are like very few actual duds when it comes to cards in this set. There's even a Simic legendary that lets you draw cards when you put lands onto the battlefield.
You don't say.
Has Commander's Herald continued to run that gag headline every time?
I hope so. We can message Zoe after and find out.
Yeah.
So I do want to get into like, man, there's just so many cool cards in the set. I want to get into legends that you like, and I think we can both pick like 3 legends, or do you want to do 3 cards each? Or do you want to do
Let's go with legends. Let's go with Is Commander. Because we gotta talk about these. I am going to write my usual which are the most interesting. But I guess you could call this a sneak preview, a tantalizing little taste of what my opinions. My opinions are valid and correct.
All right. Well, let's get into it, buddy. What do you want to start with first?
I think we should like build it up towards a satisfying climax. I see the way that you're looking at me.
Can you just pick one? Just start.
Fine. I think one of the interesting commanders that I was looking at was Muddle the Ever-Changing. You hear about this guy? It's the Otter.
So 2 and an Prismari, 2 blue-red for an Elemental Otter Shapeshifter 3/3. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Muddle becomes a copy of up to 1 target non-legendary creature you control until end of turn, except it has Myriad.
You just need to get a non-legendary muddle. That's all you got to do.
Tell me more.
And then muddle can target itself, so it gets myriad. And then it can target itself again, and it gets myriad. But it has 2 myriad now. Then it'll target itself again. Now it has 3 myriad. And then you swing and you target something else, and it will have like all that. You swing in response to the 3 myriads, you turn it into something else, and then that's how you get
turn it into like an Inferno Titan.
Yeah, sure, why not? That'll end a game for you.
Yeah, I mean that's fun.
I think it's not easy to do, but I do want to see it happen. I mean, what's the like backup condition? You have myriad legendary on like a regular thing. That's fine, you know.
Yeah, like you have to have a good mix of like decent non-legendary creatures, but also instants and sorceries. So this needs to be a pretty balanced deck. That way.
You could use this to myriad is until end of combat. I mean, you could use this with any prepared creature that's got an instant. That's something you could do.
Yeah, that's fair. See, again, technology. I don't know what to do with this card because it doesn't speak to me. It's the problem I have, which is, of course, I like creatures. I don't like instant sorceries. And I say that knowing full well what my first pick for discussion will be. Which, Mike, if you don't have anything else to add to Muddle, I would like to start talking about the first. I am intrigued, and I don't know how to make this work, but I really like Nita Forum Conciliator, 1 and an Orzhov, so 1 white black for a 2/3 human advisor. Whenever you cast a spell you don't own, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and then 2, sacrifice another creature, exile target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard. You may cast it this turn, and mana of any type can be spent to cast that spell. If that spell would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead and activate only as a sorcery. I don't know what to do with this, but I want to see how this works.
I think this is an Ancient Vendetta deck. I think it's the one where you get all the cards that are like choose a card name, and then you search someone's like library for it, and it goes. I guess Ancient Vendetta exiles it, but like some of them have to put them into the graveyard, right?
I really, really don't know. I just know that like
a lot of these do say exile now that I look at it. That's sad.
Right. I don't think that that's the kind of. There's a lot of on EDH Rec. There's a lot of stuff that's about, stealing like theft effects and like token effects, and that all makes sense to me. But I also think that like for this deck, okay, I think what interests me about this deck the most is that it is, by all accounts, just an aristocrats deck, and your commander can just go an extra mile if you happen to be playing against an instant and sorceries heavy deck, and not to mention you get to buff an entire team. So like it's a token deck that wants to play your opponent's stuff, but then sometimes your commander's like, hey, actually, do you want to play that rampant growth? Go for it, buddy. Or that Swords to Plowshares just got rid of your thing. Well, what they didn't realize is that I can get it too. You know what I mean?
Chaos Warp seems fun. Or Chaos Wand.
Chaos Wand?
Yeah. The one that lets you, like, they exile until they hit an instant or sorcery, and then you get to cast it.
Right. I was thinking of Wand of something. It was the red one. But Chaos Wand makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Seance Board is one. That's funny.
Seance Board is fun. Here's the thing. I really, really like this card, but have no idea how it'll possibly play out, especially because I find Commander to be, at the very least at the level that I play it at, it tends to be permanent heavy. People want their value on their permanence. People I play with don't tend to have a ton of instants and sorcery. And so this will end up being something that maybe I build to be more along the lines of it's an aristocrat deck that has like this door that opens into, hey, it's also potentially more than that.
It's that's kind of funny. You know what's on the Rick Commander page, but not on the EDH Rec page?
What's that?
Word of Command.
Word of Command.
You've heard of it. You've seen it before. It's the one where the art is just like the two eyes and the inky black darkness.
It's one of the worst looking cards I've ever seen. It's also like the only version available that's not like the cheapest version available with not bad backing. So like the collector's
like $260.
Yeah, it's like and that's American. So what does this card actually do? Look at target opponent's hand and choose a card from it. You control that player until Word of Command finishes resolving. The player plays that card if able. While doing so, the player can activate mana abilities only if they're from lands that player controls, and only if mana they produce is spent to activate other mana abilities of lands the player controls, and or to play that card. If the
That's
chosen
an absurd
card is cast,
sentence.
Yeah. If the chosen card is cast as a spell, you control the player while that spell is resolving. It is just a ridiculously worded card to say, look at target player's hand, choose a card, they have to play that card. And when they do, you get to control how it's played. Simple enough. But then you get to, if they have an instant sorcery in their hand, you get to play it again with Nita. I don't know. It feels like the biggest set of hoops to jump through.
Can you play a land with this? I assume not, right? I assume this doesn't get rid of timing restrictions. No, it has to, right? Because otherwise it would be useless. Because it would be like, to play a card is to either cast a spell or to put a land onto the battlefield using the main phase special action. You know, it would be a dick move to play this and make them play the wrong land for turn. It's like they go to combat before they put their land down. You're like, oh, I see you're missing black. How would you like to miss black for another turn?
That's the thing is like it's so situational that it's never going to make the cut, but it's one of those cards that if it shows up, people are like, what are you doing? You little scamp. Get out of here.
I'm sorry I hijacked your conversation about Nita.
All I'm saying is I think Nita is neat and that it's an aristocrats build that like can make big creatures, it can steal from opponents and make things happen, and then if they end up playing instant and sorcery spells, well then you get to be like, well, guess what? Those aren't safe from me either. So I am very impressed with all the legends from Silver Quill. Every single one of them is interesting and cool. Silver Quill the Disputant is just so strong. Scriv the Obligator is a lot of fun. And the Killian Decisive Mentor that we saw a long time ago is also great. Really impressed with Silver Quill.
I have to disagree with you on that. It feels like Scriv is just another Brina, and it feels like Killian is just another Ariette. Like that's how I read them. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's something that differentiates the two, but it's like you're doing the same thing as those other ones, and arguably the other ones do it better. So,
Killian is more offensive than Ariette. Ariette, I had an Ariette deck. It's very much a pillow fort deck. You want people attacking each other with auras that you put it on things, and then you drain them. This is like, it rewards you for attacking with creatures with auras you control already. And Scriv is definitely another Brina, but it's also like pretty tight. Like it's cool.
I think I'd be more on board with Scriv if the contract actually goaded the creature. And it's like, oh, you guys are going to kill each other, and then whoever's left standing, whenever you have to attack me, now you're going to lose a bunch of life, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's the play pattern I'd like to see. But I mean, the 2 life on whatever commander or whatever you want to stop attacking you is
to goad. It's like you build around the effect. There are ways to goad. Silver Quill is just
yeah.
It is it's inarguable how strong Silver Quill is, though.
That is true.
The dragon. So, Michael, what else you got?
I do like Prismari, the inspiration, the one that just gives instant and sorcery spells storm. Hold on. Let me finish. I'm not saying it because I think it's like interesting or fascinating or anything. I like that it has ward pay 5 life, like that's gonna dissuade anyone from killing it.
I mean,
it's like this guy's gonna murder me, but I have to pay $20.
Here's the other thing about it, okay? I think it's boring, but what I will say is the only way that, and this is an idea I had in my group chat with a bunch of pals, and Dan Sheehan ran away with it, and I'm with him on this. I think I'm gonna brew this list. I want to put together what is technically a bracket 1 deck, but likely will never be considered one because it will have turns where it pops the off. Sorry, Ken. I want to build a Tiamat deck with just the 5 dragons from Strixhaven. Whether that means I include the old ones as well remains to be seen. but I really want to try my best to have one Instants and Sorceries deck that uses all 5 of these dragons that care about Instants and Sorceries by giving it another ability. Like Prismari gives all the Instants and Sorceries you control Storm. Quandrix gives them Cascade. Silverquill gives them Casualty 1. We've got Lorehold giving Miracle 2. Did I miss one? Oh, Witherbroom giving Affinity for creatures on the Instants and Sorceries. So it's just like there's a lot of, Instants and Sorceries and 3 creatures that you can tutor up. I'm in. I'm about it. I'm down. Let's do it. I'd love to make a deck like that, but it will be incredibly frustrating because it will never do the thing that I want it to do, I bet. That's the only context in which I'm like, Prismari is fun. I can't care about a Storm deck like this. I can't.
You have to broaden your horizons. Clearly, you're not an artist.
What's your second one? Go yourself. Sorry, Ken.
Well, now I'm not going to tell you. I don't know. Let's see.
Hey! Before you go, I've missed you, buddy. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not going to tell you. Let's see. Where am I at? What do I want to look at? I was actually going to talk about Silverquill. I mean, I think the fun thing about Silverquill, the disputant, is that it makes every instant and sorcery you cast have Casualty 1. It's not in blue, so it doesn't have the extra turns problem that the other one that did it had, Angelo. So that's fine. I just like the idea of using Reanimate, sacrificing the creature to Casualty, and then reanimating the thing you just casualtied.
Can you do that?
It's a cost, and then after you pay the cost,
and then the target. Yeah, you're right.
You target, so you can reanimate what died.
What a solid package! 2 white, black for a 4/4 flying vigilance Elder Dragon in the command zone. Great stats. Each instant and sorcery spell you cast has Casualty 1. It's cheap. It's exciting. It's good.
4 mana is the perfect price point for a commander. Change my mind.
No, I agree. Silverquill is so cool. And I saw my buddy Johnny played a version of the deck, and it just ran the table. I'm sorry. If you're copying Breach the Multiverse in the game, it should be scoops all around. We put up a little bit of a fight after that, but after another turn cycle, it was all done. Especially when you grab a Bloodthirsty Conqueror, I think it's over for sure. Silverquill just did a lot of really cool stuff, and I look forward to maybe building it. I think the way to get me to build an instant sorcery deck is to go in colors that don't do it normally, and I think that's more interesting. So Silverquill is on my radar, but Nita, there's something fun about Nita.
I was just hoping for, or like praying for 2 things. One was when I realized that there was an X-Spell deck, or an X-Spell theme in Quandrix, I was like, please just give me the commander that just makes X2. Just make X2 no matter what you pay.
I know, wouldn't that be fun?
I just want it. I don't. It wouldn't even like be super broken or anything. It's just X is 2.
It would work fine.
Yeah,
it would work fine.
The other thing I wanted was to see an imprint card that gave a spell to like a creature and made it prepare in some way. That'd be pretty fun.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
It's like you put it on a creature. It's like whatever this does. I don't know. Combat damage to a player. It becomes prepared, and then you could cast it off the creature. I don't know. Put me in the design team. I'm ready, coach.
I want to talk about, there's so many cool commanders. Okay. I think I'm picking this one despite, okay. Man, it's tough.
The duality of Mike. He's like, I hate instants and sorceries, but this set, man.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, okay.
That's like loving Red Lobster and hating seafood.
No, come on now.
But those Cheddar Bay biscuits, man.
They found a way to give creatures also instants. They found a way to do enchantment creatures, artifact creatures, and now finally sorcery and instant creatures. Thank you so much. That is what it's about. Creatures. Thank you. I'm having a hard time picking between Excava and Lorehold, so I am just going to go with my gut and say Lorehold. Excava's super interesting. Maybe I'll talk about them after, but Lorehold, the Historian, 3 red white for a flying haste elder dragon, 5/5. Each instant and sorcery card in your hand has Miracle 2. And then this is the part that I give the most of a shit about. Sorry, Ken. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Don't at me. Don't at me. I'm sorry. You're going to what? Give me a free rummage at the beginning of each opponent's turn in my Reanimator deck? This is going into so many of my decks. I have so many decks. Okay, so many. I don't have that many decks that have Boros, actually. But I want more. Because
I do think this is
the
perfect artifact enchantment Reanimator deck, right? Because it's like you pitch the Portal to Phyrexia, you cast the Refurbish. Like that's the plan, right?
Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that disgusting and beautiful? Plus, it makes you use tech like Penance or like anything that puts a card from your hand into play, like on top of your library is good here. Like your top deck matters. You can scroll rack or divining top if you need to. This deck, this creature, like I saw a deck go off like this. Oh, he played a lot more instant sorceries than I normally would, but I guess that's the point. I just find it fascinating. I think this card is sick. Real big fan of Lorehold the Historian. And honestly, looking at the other Lorehold commanders besides Kirill, I'm into them. I think Aziza is interesting. Quintorius, the face commander, is a role player. Absolute banger for filling your graveyard and giving you some extra like bodies for when you reanimate. So it's like aristocrats and reanimator. Escava is
I do think the Quintorius is. I think this one actually cares about the 3/2s. Like the other Quintorius sees. Well, one of the Quintoriuses didn't care. Yeah, the other one kind of did, but this one's just better. So
yeah, I really like this one. Do you have a third legend to talk about?
I think you've hit pretty much all of them. I do want to see if I can make the Dawning Archaic work, but I'm hesitant right now.
I mean,
you're really limited.
Colorless? Yeah. How many colorless instances of sorceries are there?
There's got to be some way to do it, you know.
I'm looking it up right now.
It's somewhere in like the less than 50 range, I think.
It's got to be. There's no chance that it's not, right?
Yeah.
27. The deck's made for you. And among those is the Wandering Archaic. So it doesn't even count. Yeah, I mean, look, this card is ridiculous. The Dawning Archaic costs 1 less to cast for each instant sorcery spell in your graveyard. It's a 10 mana colorless 7/7 with reach. It's an avatar. Whenever this attacks, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. The thing is, a lot of these, like, it's either like the color fixing stuff like energy bending and Aang's Journey and environmental sciences that like, or it's removal, or it's like really strong removal, or it doesn't work at all. Like Together as One is a colorless sorcery that has Converge, but you can't.
I think if I had to actually pick something, I think Sanar is probably fine. The tap to create a treasure if you've cast an instant or sorcery this turn. I mean, Twiddle is an instant. You just you cast it, you tap, you untap, you get 2 treasures. Wild Idea probably finds something interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, but to me, man, this is just not it. Like Sanar, the old Sanar from Lorwyn is. I built a deck around that, and I wrote this clickbaity article called "Sanar's the New Prosper," which you should check it out on EDHrec.com.
Well, that is Sanar, clickbait. Jesus.
Well, here's the thing: it plays a lot like Prosper without like making. Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a so I loved my Prosper deck. I really, really did. Nobody else did. Nobody wanted to play against Prosper. I'd bring it every now and then. I'd offer it up, and people would be like, Prosper. And I'd be like, look, I understand where you're coming from, but it is genuinely the deck that feels most like the gears are clicking into place than anything in my life right now, and I would really love to play it, but nobody ever did. So I deconstructed Prosper and then built Sanar, and Sanar scratches a very similar itch because I'm playing everything on my turn. I'm getting hella value for casting stuff from exile. And then there's this non-creature spell theme with like the black wizards from Final Fantasy. So I'm having fun with that deck. However, it doesn't lean as much into the instants and sorceries of it all. It's more like, enchantments or like creatures or non-creatures. Like it's got a bit of like artifact, it's got a bit of everything else, but instant and sorceries are like a small bit of it, to the point where I'm like, maybe Sanar would not fit in my Sanar, but would it be cool to like, play the old Sanar, exile this and another spell, get an instant or sorcery. I play this Sanar, I can cast the instant or sorcery, but then I need to find a way to tap him to make a treasure. I don't know. It's fine. I think
I'm just looking at my page for this. Cerulean Wisps is high up there. That's weird.
Huh. Why is that so weird? Untap?
Oh, I guess I was thinking of like one of the lace spells, I guess. There is a lot of twiddling here now that I look at it. It's practically all twiddling. Yeah.
Did you want to talk about it more? Did you have anything else to add for it? I feel like I just kind of like jumped in.
No, it's fine.
I was disappointed in Sanar.
I mean, I'm just kind of like looking through all these. All of these are at the very least playable. Like, I don't feel like there's any commander here that's a straight up dud. Ennis is not very good, but a lot of these are playable to some extent,
Sure. I just think that like
Page is not playable, but whatever.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, I don't care. Color commanders are not my speed. But I can say that like if I were to pick a top 3 monocolored commanders, I'd go Arnin, Moseo, and Mika are both incredible. That's 2 black commanders and a red one. Do with that what you will. Obviously, I have a type, but I always prefer a multicolored commander. Who doesn't love to see a gold card in their hand? A liar?
I do kind of like Augusta. Like at first I was like, but every time I read it again, I'm like more on board. It's the one where when it attacks, everyone exiles a card from their graveyard.
So it's 2 and a white, Augusta, order return, legendary creature, spirit advisor, 1/3 flying vigilance. When Augusta attacks, each player exiles a card from their graveyard. When one or more non-land cards are exiled this way, put that many +1/+1 counters on target attacking creature.
I think it's fun. I think it's like you could do almost mono white mill with it, right? Because if you hit to the point where there's no lands and graveyards and everyone's exiling something, that's 4 counters. That's not nothing. I mean, it's not the most spectacular use of 3 mana ever, but sure.
No. But look, to me, frankly, this is like one of those designs that feels almost cool to me. And you know what would have maybe done it is another color. Like, I think making this monocolored, seals it off in a way. If it were not monocolored, I'd be like, okay, maybe there's some like juice here. I don't find any pull for it personally.
See, that's what I don't understand, because like I take the restriction and it feels like it adds something to it for me, like I look at Arnin and it feels like I'm just playing just a blood artist. I mean, it's fine. Would I rather play, like if I could just play Zulaport Cutthroat in the command zone, I think it's better than Arnin. You only have to kill 40 creatures instead of 60 or whatever.
But what Arnin also does is Arnin says, I'm going to attack with my board of 10 1/1s and dare you to block. And if you block, well, cool. They all have death touch and like you're going to lose your thing, or you let them through, they hit you, end step, I'm going to sacrifice them. You're still going to lose 20 life on top of the 30 you just lost. I think it's like an aggro list. That's how I would build it. I just think like it'd be like an aggro affair, frankly.
Sheray's up there.
Yeah, Sheray makes sense.
It looks like a lot of these are like the Doomed Traveler style things where it's like you sack a guy, it makes a 1/1. Yeah.
Sure. Well, that works too.
I mean that does track. But it still doesn't feel like it gives me anything above regular aristocrats. I mean, you could just do that in regular aristocrats.
You're right. You're right. It's
I
not
do like your
impressive,
idea
but
more, though. I do like your idea of the 1/1 Death Touchers that just
I think that's the
go
way to
ham,
go.
you know?
Moseo's an obvious one because it's Celestine, but in black, and obviously I love it.
Oh,
Micah,
you know what this is?
what?
This is make a
Which?
ton of actually powerful creatures, Arnon still,
Mhm.
and then like Toxic Deluge. Because when you give everything -X, I mean, if it dies to having 0 toughness, that still counts for Arnon, right?
Oh, Massacre Girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Still
But
not like loving it. It's a monocolored commander. I'm not gonna love it.
yeah.
All right. I am torn for my last one. I'm not gonna lie, the Simic ones don't do much for me, but I did play. I play tested the Precon, the Quandrix Precon, and Zimone.
Zimini.
Zimone's pretty cool,
I got so much for calling Zimone Zimini in my
and you
one
should,
video.
and you're gonna get more because of this.
Oh my god.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna just come out and talk about Quintorius History Chaser. Quintorius History Chaser and Excava are both the Precon legends for the Lorehold deck. Quintorius is just like really solid value through and through. A 2 red white for a 5 loyalty planeswalker Quintorius. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, make a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Rad. +1, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards, then mill a card. Also pretty rad. Like you're rummaging and then you mill a card. You're in a deck that wants stuff to leave the graveyard, which also means hello, Reanimator, thank you very much. And you're making spirit tokens that are either fodder for aristocrats, or they're like gonna get in the red zone, especially with Quintorius is -4, which gives spirits you control double strike and vigilance until end of turn. And obviously Quintorius can be your commander. I think that this card is like, I mean, I think in practice it just runs way better than it looks. It doesn't look particularly flashy.
Yeah, it looks like it's like a Doretti, right? If you ever played
Yeah.
like a good Doretti deck, because Doretti doesn't seem extremely flashy, but you know, you're like, oh, it's not. There's nothing there yet. He's not gonna -2 or
but
whatever.
then you get a trash for treasure for 4 mana on the down tick, and you're like, oh, I see what's happening.
Yeah, you know, this is a little bit more mid-rangey than that, and I kind of appreciate that because it's not like, yeah, it's not like you have to immediately watch out for something, but at the same time, like he protects himself a lot better. It feels like a more fair Doretti to me, honestly. And there is still like a kill mode, but it's one that you have to set up more than like, oops, I got lucky and I drew my Eldrazi monument, you know?
I agree. It does feel more like a Dihada that doesn't win like immediately. Dihada's such a powerful Mardu like planeswalker for the command zone. Quintorius takes away the black, which, you know, womp womp for me, but still offers like a lot of utility and, you know, allows you to get your end game going. Like I can see this being like just either like a real strong mid-range deck or like a fun pile. I really enjoy the design on this card a lot more than I initially did at first blush. And I'll say, like, of the face commanders now with Killian, Rutha, Dina, Quintorius, and Zimone, Quintorius is my favorite of the 5. Followed closely by Killian and Dina, but it's definitely like up there. I think Quintorius does a lot more for you than you'd think. And also, like, I know people are shocked that the only one of the 5 that has the word sacrifice a creature, draw a card on it, didn't get any shine, but Dina's just like, all right. Dina triggering once a turn, fine, whatever. But Dina's like in the 99 for me. So is Gorma. They're going right into Genova, that's for sure. But yeah, meh. You know? Quintorius, on the other hand, Quintorius and Lorehold could, you know, maybe even Excava. They can all switch places in the command zone, and I'll have a fun time with it.
You could definitely do a pick a Quintorius deck that would make a lot of sense. They do end up in the same team on Recommanders, so they're all built pretty similarly. So I understand that. One thing I do like about Excava, though, is I see Solemnity, I see Therapede, I see all of this, like, remove the counter thing.
What's the second one you said?
Ferropede. It's the one where if it deals combat damage to a player, you remove a counter from a thing.
Can you spell that?
Ferropede.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's like one of those weird ass cards from like Fifth Dawn or whatever.
Yeah, Fifth Dawn, exactly. An uncommon that's never been reprinted. $2.50. I 100% agree with the finality counter. Like negating a finality counter, now you're talking. Now we're talking.
Is Nesting Grounds on the page?
It's got to be.
It should be.
Yeah.
No, it's in utility lands. Oh, it's top of utility lands. Okay, that makes sense.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Weaponize your nesting grounds, folks. Start using those finality counters for evil.
Accursed Duneyard's here too, which regenerates spirits. That's kind of fun.
That's fun. I can dig that.
Oh man, I'm gonna send you this. Hold on.
Quintorius Canned is the more interesting of the planeswalkers in terms of like what it does. You know, like the Lost Caverns Quintorius that says when you cast a spell from exile, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. You gain 2 life. And it discovers 4 and stuff. But like, I don't know. This new Quintorius and the March of the Machines Quintorius is a lot of fun. I think it comes in the deck too, the March of the Machine one.
Yeah.
I think they should have put the other Quintorius in, but I guess exile isn't really where it's at. Oh, man. You know what, dude? You know what? Quintorius rips. I really... this game is cool. I hate how much money I spend on it, but this game is cool as hell.
It's all within your power, buddy. But
what do you think? Is that where we go? Are we done for today? What do you think?
I think so. I don't think there's much more we can put into it, but no. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, or have looked forward to it in the past, depending on what timeline we're in right now.
Wow, listener, doesn't it feel odd that there's so much runtime left on this episode, and yet we're calling
call attention to it.
All right, before we go.
Oh no, this fake ending is going to cause my YouTube watch time to tank.
Uh-huh. All right, we're out of here. It's time to scoot the day. Celani, tell people where they can find you.
Everything me, you could find at gamesfreaksa.info. Those are the letters, not the words.
Perfect. And you can also follow us at Am I the Bolcast on Blue Sky. You can find me at MikeCarrozza anywhere and everywhere. I've got comedy stuff coming out. I've got Magic stuff. I write for EDH Rec. Every week you can listen to a new episode of the Bolcast. Every week you can read another installment of Am I the Bolus on EDH Rec. I also wrote a Reanimator guide for EDH Rec, which should be up very soon. And I also write for Cascade. Now, Cascade, if you do not subscribe to the program, I can't do anything for you. You should subscribe. So, subscribe to Cascade. I wrote something that I'm really proud of there, and there's a lot of really talented writers involved that are all putting out some grade A stuff every issue. And frankly, I'm excited about my next one. I've already submitted another one, and I don't want to give it away, but you guys like Creed? Okay. That'll do it. It's time to scoot the day. Follow us on socials. Shout out to Morgan Sanchez, a.k.a. Indigo Gentleman on socials. Shout out to you, the listeners. Thank you, Bolcuts, for keeping up with us. And we'll be back another time for another episode of Am I the Bolcast? Okay, it's time to do bye-bye early. Okay.
Well, okay, let's discuss it very briefly because, what is there to say?
Oh, yeah, there's not much to say, to be honest. And that's why it's fun to leave it at the outro at the end.
Yeah.
But at the same, we still have to give them something to put at the end, right? So, here's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Archfiend of Ifnir is very difficult to deal with when a deck is set up like Oscar is to keep discarding stuff. And, it sucks, primarily as somebody who plays a bunch of creatures and stuff. I know it sucks to be under that thumb. In fact, we've had an episode about this with the Howling Salt Mine guys. Archfiend of Ifnir, it's not the first time it's come up. It's a pretty high salt card, but it's also it was just in the anti-Ool precon, and I know that thing isn't super packed with discard effects or anything, but all you need to do is add a couple, throw in a greater good, and then boom. I don't know what to tell you. Archfiend of Ifnir is just it's gonna be in the format, it's gonna be in the game. It does kind of suck, but at the same time, You are playing Teamer Dragons, and your commander says, look at the top 8 fucking cards, sorry, Ken, and put a dragon into play for free on ETB and attack? I'm sorry. You've got 7 mana in green? In green. You're going to play 7. You're going to complain about not being able to play anything in green. You're in green, and you've ramped your way up to 7 by turn 4. I don't care. Let the demon take you down. The rest of the table is probably thrilled that the Archfiend is there. The Aristocrats player is getting away with murder over here, considering all the Aristocrats pieces are probably going to be untouched. Throw down a Meat Hook Massacre and just like stay fine. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't see the problem with the card, especially when it's like on theme. It is on theme removal. It's very powerful, but it's also like, part of Magic. Like, it's gonna happen. Pack a removal spell you don't mind. Like, a Reality Shift goes so hard right now. Chaos Warp. Like, anything to get this thing out of the graveyard. But it's not like Oscar's particularly doing any sort of reanimate shenanigans based on what we're seeing here. Like, yes, you got looters and it's on Oscar deck, so probably reanimating some stuff, but I don't know. It just feels like get rid of it for good and you'll be fine. But here you are complaining and scooping and bummer.
I think my favorite thing about this story is that they said there was a Voha player, and like that was not at all the focus of anything that's happened.
Voja Jaws of the Conclave with friggin' Vigilance Trample and Ward 3 for 5 with Naya mana. Just like a nasty, nasty legend to have in the command zone. And that's not it. Like, even if it was just like French vanilla like that, you'd be like, this is a tough creature to deal with. It probably is great with like equipment or whatever. But no, Voja, when it attacks, you put, X +1/+1 counters on each creature you control, including itself, where X is the number of elves you control, and then you draw a card for each wolf you control. So no matter what, on attack, you're getting 1 card out of Voja no matter what. It's fine. And chances are you're in green throwing your mana dorks and you've got yourself a bunch of +1/+1 counters from your elf dorks. I don't buy it. I don't buy that this thing wasn't a problem at the table, but at least Archfiend keeps that in check by it doesn't need the target to put those fucking counters on. I'm sorry, Ken. I think this is such a bullshit thing to fucking happen. I'm sorry, double time, Ken.
I'm switching my vote to.
I'm sick of not swearing on my own podcast.
I'm switching my vote to Bolas just because this story seems tailor-made to trigger you in particular, Mike.
Eat my ass. I'm tired of not fucking swearing on my own podcast. Sorry, Ken. But I also will just try to rein it in so Ken doesn't have to do so much work. I'll say it's annoying that they're in bracket 3. Like, bracket 3 means game changes are involved, or you're going 2, but you're going a little too strong for a 2. So the bracket system, it's so imperfect. It's not fully working. And the way people discuss the brackets needs to expand. They need to talk about things so much more.
I really think they should increase the number of brackets to say, I don't know, 10. There should be a 10-point scale.
I can't come to your country because it's scary, but when I do, I'm going to slap you first thing. I'm coming to Chicago. I'm asking to crash on your couch, and then I'm coming through the door and I'm giving your cheek a little smack on the face.
First of all, you're going to sleep on my guest bed. Second of all, I'm not going to house you if you fucking slap me. Sorry, Ken.
Hey, I'll slap you, and you'll love it.
I really do love being slapped on my guest bed. I'm just saying.
Uh-oh. Now we've opened a can of worms. No, but I
happen to know that you have several feet jokes in your stand-up routine because I saw your stand-up routine.
I have one foot joke. It's one joke where I do a bit about not being into it. And then I do an impression of a comedian. Like, it's a whole... There's like 3 levels of subversion to it. Because I'm not into feet.
I think the lady doth protest too much.
Look, I'm not into... Look, if things go that way, I'm not going to turn any... What do you think this is? My girlfriend's a beautiful woman, and if she wants to put her fucking feet on my fucking chest or in my mouth, I'm not going to tell her no.
Ken, keep all of this in. Keep Ken all of this in and add like a reverb echo to all of it.
Look, I don't care. Life is too short. Maybe this will help the podcast become relevant again, because to the 500 or so of you that listen every week, you're real troopers, and I appreciate you so much.
Hey, Recommander only gets 1,000 hits, so you do what you do.
Like lifetime?
No, daily, but
It's still nice. Still good. So shout out to anybody out there that's listening. I really appreciate you. Tell a friend. Do you want to weigh in on this, or should we do the bit and then go to it?
Like, what is there to say? There's clearly nothing wrong about playing a magic card. Like, come on, come the fuck on, dude.
All right, Ken. So we're gonna do the bit now. Here it goes.